Hey.
Hi friends, we're back. It's Endling time. Last segment of the day. Last but not least.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. I mean, you've seen the trailer. You may already know kind of what's up. Endling is a very special game, and we are joined tonight by the developers themselves from Herobeat Studios. Give a warm welcome, and why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I can start? Yeah. Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Pablo. I'm the art director of Herobeat.
And also co-founder of Herobeat
And
Studios.
co-founder of Herobeat.
Small detail.
Yeah. Well, I'm Javi. I'm a programmer and also the other co-founder.
I'm Rob. I'm one of the game designers of Herobeat Studios, and I'm not one of the co-founders.
Okay,
Not everyone can be.
Yeah. That's cool.
So I think we haven't introduced ourselves. We were on stream the whole day, but
You may have seen us before. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But I'm Philip. I'm one of the producers on the game.
Yes, and I'm Consti. I work at the QA department at Handy Games. So you know, I'm one of the people who have already played Endling quite a bit. I know my way around. I'm not going to be playing tonight though. Philip will be playing. But you also know the game very well at this point.
I've played it a few times.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool.
And it's like it's not just you three making the game. So bigger, we have a photo here. So this is the Herobeat logo. So it's Herobeat Studios, and this is a photo. I'm not sure you can see it right now, I think, but you can see some of the members of the beginning of a project.
Yeah, including the foxes.
Foxes are the most important members of the team, I guess.
But the team has since grown, so yeah.
Yes. When we started this project, it was just Pablo and me. Then we contact some former colleagues from our previous jobs. We have been working in video games for many years, so we knew many people, and they were super experienced and super cool people. They joined us. That's how we started. We get together, started working on a very early prototype of the game, and then we got we joined an incubator program called Game DCN in Barcelona, Spain. They were super nice. They helped us during the first months of development. That's how we started the conception phase of the project, a bit of the pre-production, and the team keep growing up until now that we are 21 people in the team. We are super happy. Everyone is super nice, super experienced. We really are very we are very always I don't know.
What do you want to say?
Well, we are very happy of the team that we managed to gather.
So it started with the I think you having the idea and telling Pablo. So what is the idea of the game, and what is Endling? So maybe you can explain a bit.
Well, it has evolved a lot since the very first idea. We knew we wanted to do some game where we could deliver a very strong message, something emotional that could raise awareness. That's a thing that has never changed in the project. Although the game in the very beginning was very linear, and for different design purposes, we decided to switch it to what it's right now, which is an open world. I met Pablo in a coffee, and I wanted to make a logo for the game. And when I was pitching him the idea, he told me like, "Hey,
Yeah, I love the idea, so I told him, let's do it. Let's make this thing, and here we are now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I think we could already start the demo, right?
Sure.
Go in and then continue talking about it.
Anytime we can play the demo that, by the way, you guys out there watching can play yourselves right now. If you check Steam, you can play the free demo for a limited time only. Right now. All right. Yep.
So,
Sure thing.
okay. Takes a while. Last minute update.
We're booting the game. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Can you see the screen already?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Perfect.
Oh. Okay.
And away we go.
So yeah, now we are in the game. I'll pick up the controller. It's an early version. That's something we have to say. Like it's far from finished.
Yes, it's a work in progress.
But you can already see pretty well what the game is about.
Change the volume a little bit.
Okay. Like, let's start with music.
Yeah, mostly music. Yes,
So
that's
like
way
this.
better.
Let's go. Okay, go to half.
Yep, awesome. Okay.
So we are now like directly in the in the shelter in the main menu already, and just start here.
So guys, just want to mention that this is not the beginning of the game. In the final game, you start being the called Endling. Endling is an English word which means is the name that is given to the last individual of a species before it gets extinct. And you start the game as these mother folks, and you are pregnant. So soon enough, you will have these 4 little cubs will follow you during all the adventure. And they represent your lives. So there is permadeath. If the 4 of them die, then it's a game over.
So we are currently at the beginning of the demo, but it's already more than a few minutes into the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but it's not very far into the game.
No.
So we skipped the introduction and tutorial steps
Sort
there.
of, yeah.
So yeah, the shelter is something that we always come back to. In the beginning, I think they can't leave it, so I have to leave them now on my own.
I mean, what can you say? It looks beautiful already. It's this very unique art style that it looks, on the one hand, very realistic, but then on the other hand, it's very artistic as well. How did that happen? Like, how did you choose your art style for the game?
Well, I have a background on illustration and graphic design, so I'm a 2D artist. So it's for me a challenge to get this language of 2D and put it on a 3D environment. So what we are trying to do is to simplify shapes and have these nice silhouettes with contrast and get this feeling of 2D.
Yeah.
And we are using these bright colors to get something nice to see and cute, but at the end the game is it has a sad story, but it's something that we use to catch, the people, even people who is not used to play games. So we try to provide something beautiful to catch them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
can see that.
what's really nice is that, like, I know also the concept art of the game, and the 3D looks very much like a concept art. We have this like cell shaded style, I guess, but not cell shading.
Not exactly, but yeah, it's kind of that direction. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's when people say cell shading, they also mean sometimes these outlines and that stuff.
Yeah.
But cell shading, I mean the shading of these areas, of these polygons, like the fox itself, like
Yes.
if it was realistically shaded, there would be more than two colors
Yeah.
in the
Exactly.
orange, I guess, right?
Yes.
And like one of the most important things is that we have a super talented environment team that is doing all the environments, and of course Pablo's art is like super detailed and beautiful, but they also like transfer it to the game through the environments. I think they did a really good job, and yeah, I think it's a conjoined effort for all the artists on the team to like recreate these amazing sceneries and.
For sure, yeah.
Also, all the 3D models are modeled in a very specific way, so we use the topology to create different shadows that will fit this cartoony style. That combined with the cameras, remember this is a side-scrolling game, you can only move left and right, give us a lot of precision, or we can exactly show what we want, and that helps to bring this 2D style to the game.
Yeah, that's great. So we have now finished the first day and
Of the demo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or night, because
Yeah,
like it's
first night,
you're always out at
technically,
night. But
yes.
now it gets interesting. So what happens here?
It's a trap.
Oh no! Don't do it. I imagine this cutscene is sort of one of the ways that you introduce storylines to the game, right? Was that the main intention behind it?
Yes, we have a super nice narrative designer in the team. He's developing a lot of like different events happening in this world. One of them is this scene, one of your caps gets kidnapped, so you have to track the cap, and it works as a connection to all the narrative. So your main goal here is to feed your cap so they don't starve to die, but at the same time you have to track your missing cap.
Yeah, so basically, like the whole narrative of the missing cap is like some kind of backstory that ties the game together and basically pushes you to advance and not only survive, but also you want to retrieve your kidnapped cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And like we saw this the sense mechanic in the first night where I was looking for food, and now it's used differently. Maybe you can talk a bit about that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the sensing mechanic. Like of course we wanted to, like, one of the pillars of the game is that the gameplay needs to be realistic, because in the end you're just a fox in this big and vast world. But at the same time, like, foxes have some really amazing and wonderful skills, even in real life. And what we try to achieve here with the sensing mechanic is the ability of the fox to not only like track prey, which is like their natural skill to do, but also like to track the scent of, in this case, the missing cup, and the ability to recreate what happened just moments ago is going to be really helpful for us to like understand what's going on with the story.
Yeah. Because like the fox doesn't talk or read, so like that's the way to get what the world or what's happened in the world, that you can convey that.
Yeah.
We feel it's very important to keep the game authentic. We don't want to add like strong sci-fi elements, just a little bit, because we're presenting a close future. But we think it's very important that the player doesn't get disconnected from the reality through having realistic animations and realistic skills for the mother fox and the cubs.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
you will never see the fox like pulling a lever or whatever, which is something that makes design very easy, but Rob and the design team has to be really creative to get the best gameplay from this.
Yeah, and besides this, like following these story elements, the main gameplay, I think, is just finding food for your cubs, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Like,
about survival in this world.
exactly. Like at its core, Endling is just a survival game. Like we feel like that's the core mechanic of the game is just keeping your cubs alive. That needs to be reflected in every like gameplay aspect of the game, which is like the most important part.
But not only do you keep them alive, you also, not so much in the demo, but as the game progresses, you will teach them necessary skills for survival and all that, right?
Yeah, for the purposes of the demo, we decided to give them some skills,
Yes.
but this is a hack for the demo. In the final game, you will have to teach them different things. Some of them will be learned just because they grow up, but some others will be learned through what we call vital experiences that are like very difficult moments for them, and there they will learn something that will help you to get different prey or different food sources.
Yeah, now it gets a lot more interesting now that they are out of the shelter and are following me around. So
Yeah, the game unfolds and the game mechanics evolve as you keep playing because the caps will be growing with you. So you can use their new skills and things that you couldn't do before. You will be able to do it later, and you can come back to the areas where you have already been, discover things that you couldn't do.
But at the same time, you'll also have to protect them more, because in the shelter they were more or less safe, I guess. But now that they're out.
Yes, they are very vulnerable. You have to not only feed them but also protect them from different enemies. As you see, there is some environmental storytelling here. We are in this map, in this first level, we are showing the pollution of the rivers. All the environment will be degraded and it will become polluted. The river, for instance, you could fish there before, but eventually all the fishes will be there. You will be forced, or you will have to keep moving and exploring different areas to get food.
So over time, the whole environment will sort of change as well, right?
Yeah. And basically what we want to achieve is that each part of the game transmits and represents like big, strong environmental issues that we have as society. So in this case, for example, as you can see, when you started the game, the river was clean and it's getting more and more polluted and it's heavy.
There's something in here, but it still looks okayish. Oh no. This cup here doesn't want to swim.
He doesn't know how to swim, so you have to carry him around.
With time, they will develop different personalities, so you will be able to differentiate them not only because their skin, but also because of the skills they got and how they behave.
Oh, but I think there was a fish in the river, so I'll get back.
At this point, there's probably still some fish in the river.
No, I triggered
he got
him.
away. Yeah.
He's now angry.
Don't forget your cub.
No, I just wanted to get a bit away to let the fish calm down.
Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can catch him.
Fishy, keep calm.
So at the beginning you said the cubs kind of act as your lives, quote unquote. They can die during the course of the game. In what way does that impact the gameplay when one of the cubs dies?
So, like as we said, each cub will have like specific skills and personalities, and not only like they represent your lives, which is like if one of them dies, they die forever. So there's no coming back from that. But also like it will be more and more difficult for you to like use their skills to find food, because
I see.
If you have 3 cubs, it's easier you can use 3 skills or more to navigate the map and find food. But each one of them that dies is like less skills for you. So you start in the end. The intention is that they become very useful tools for you to survive. Not only like something that you have to carry around all the time.
Okay.
I think you can see it here. They could become useful.
No.
Not really. Nothing to find here.
Maybe there's nothing there.
But as you can see, like the night is ending and it's getting more and more clear, which means that in a world like Endling, humans start appearing, and humans are like
I missed the trap.
fell into a trap.
They are difficult to see sometimes. You didn't miss the first one.
No, but I was slow because I picked up something before. So if I just run through the stuff, it could be not the best idea. I should pay attention where I'm going.
So basically now, as I was saying, like the night is ending,
Yes.
and you will notice that some humans will start appearing, and like humans in Endling are deadly. There's no way, like in reality, a mother fox can like withstand the attack of human. So in the end, the clever thing is just always to run away from humans.
To limp away, like you can see it.
Exactly.
It's really good
Yes.
animation.
Yeah.
Try to run, but it's not working anymore. This trap is not good for me.
That's one of the reasons why we choose fox. It's like it's very skilled. Foxes are very skilled, but also are vulnerable to many different enemies. We think they are in a very cool position to create some gameplay from this.
Yes.
And I think it's also like it's part of the message that you chose a fox, right?
Yes, foxes are very adaptable animals. Right now, they are of course not in danger. We have plenty of foxes even in close to cities. But we are representing here a future where maybe even this kind of creature can be in danger. We have made like a research of what could be happening in the following 50 to 100 years if we don't change our consumption habits. It's very discouraging. So yes, we are trying to represent it here. We are not like trying to teach anything to players. We are just putting here like a preoccupation we have.
With the environment.
And everyone can take their own conclusion on this, what's happening on this part.
Yeah, so it's like you're putting them in your vision of a future, what the future could be for from a view of a fox, and you can draw your own conclusions.
As you can see here, like there's other animals in the world. They are less and less the world is less and less populated by animals. You can see like not all of them are as lucky as you to be alive. Like for example, deer.
The one good thing is here, no cars on the street anymore. It's pretty safe. I think that's the one thing that currently kills most foxes, I guess, is crossing a street. But hey, the street is my playground. Yay!
No road safety.
Maybe one thing that I feel like is worth mentioning. We kind of already see that in the demo. The humans themselves, which are, at least in the demo, all of them are sort of your enemies. But if we take a closer look at the background story, we realize that not only the animals, but also the people are suffering.
Yes, we are not trying to put the humans as enemies, but survivors, as you are.
Yes.
You can find here many different animals. Some of them will be friendly, some others will be dangerous for you. But at the end of the day, they are just trying to survive as you are. Indeed, you are killing fish and killing rabbits, mice, whatever. Everybody is trying to survive in this environment, and that doesn't make them like the enemies, the evil. So yeah, that happens. It happens the same with the humans. We as society may reach a point where taking care of the environment is not so important because we just have to survive there.
Yeah, there's also like indirect ways that the humans are causing issues for fox. Like, I'm not sure if eating trash is the best idea.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
There you go.
okay.
Now,
Now you said it.
exactly.
Oh, it takes a long time.
And you now have a nice memory to carry home. Pass it back.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and you can see here one of the abilities of the caps.
Yeah.
In this case, here's a very brave cap that wanted to jump for the egg.
Crazy
Yes.
one.
So in this case, if that cub had died earlier, we wouldn't be able to get that egg and that food.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gets much harder to get all the food sources if you have not your cups.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Where is it?
It's a bit. That's because of the bright lights. It's right there with the others.
Okay, but now I have to try.
I think
which one it is.
you got the no.
No, I don't have the right one.
Never mind. There he is.
Yeah, our screen is a bit dark here.
Well, it's not the screen. It's the lights here in the studio that are very bright, mostly. But yeah.
Oh, and it's already getting day again.
It is getting well.
Yeah. So
early, you
no
could
matter
say.
if the humans are truly evil or just in a bad condition, it doesn't matter. We should just avoid them.
We
I
should
guess,
avoid them in this case. Yes.
as a fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find some food close to them, but
Maybe
Yeah.
kind of another topic. What development? Like, what parts of the game so far have been the most challenging for you?
That's a really good question. I think one of the, I think I mentioned it before. The game started being like super linear. Then we realized that in a side-scrolling game, if you make it linear, whatever you left behind, you forget about that because you will never see it again. So we realized that it will be very, indeed, it's very important to make the player get attached to the environment. So now your shelter is your home, and it's a place where you feel.
What's up?
Oh, well done.
Oh no.
oh, wow.
Yeah, and you will find like not all animals are kind.
No.
Like and
I saw,
previously,
this time I saw a trap.
Well, that's something.
But yeah.
previously,
Not,
No.
I was too greedy. Wanted to do something on the last parts of the
Yeah.
day. It's a very
So-
sad moment.
I think you have lost one of your skills, not only a cap. So
So I'm
Yeah.
not sure which one cup I lost. I didn't pay
I'm not
attention
sure.
to the colors. I think it would be best to go back, but I would
Yeah,
want to see
exactly.
what happens really if there are some dangers right now. But yeah, probably best to go back, right? Oh, but I have no. So
More food. It's always good.
at least the greediness paid off in that way, but I'm not close to starving. I have
Well-
one mouth less to feed.
So imagine this. Well, this is just the beginning of the adventure. From now on, you will have to survive only with 2 caps. That
Yeah.
will make it harder for you. You have to be very careful with your cap. You have to take
I think
care
there's
of them.
something that I just want to see. Oh yeah,
yeah,
this is
like-
blocked off, and I probably shouldn't go there. Cups, stay safe. Stay close to me. So that's why it's a good idea to go back to the shelter,
yeah, exactly.
to not run
And
into their arms.
you will find that each day that passes, like not only the environment gets worse, but also like humans, they start appearing more and more.
So like, this demo currently has this area that we saw now, not most of, but like huge parts of. But the final game will be bigger, right? Oh, I should go there. And so, like, what amount does the exploration take in the game later? So, I think there will be like, it's not you will not stay in this shelter forever. And I think it's one of the main goals of a game, like to find safety, right?
Yes, you have to keep moving, finding new shelters. Every shelter will be in the middle of a different area representing not only, I mean, it will represent a different environmental issue, like there is a shelter in the middle of the forest, and then you think you are super safe there because there is a lot of food and a lot of animals there, but then humans come and you have to keep moving again. You can always go back to the previous areas, so the wall is always expanding, and that's very important because there are some skills of your caps that you will be able to learn later in the game and will be useful here in this in the very beginning.
That's good to know.
Yeah, like for example here, as we can see, this tunnel is closed, but maybe at some point it will open and unlock a new area. So, like exploration in Endling is super key to like find new ways to enter new areas and find new sources of food.
And I think it's also that we already saw the pollution of the river. That also like other things change the world. Like I think the tower also broke down. That was above our shelter. And I think there will also be seasons, if I'm correct.
Well, the environment will change in many different ways. So you will be, you will notice how it has changed not only because of the evolution, but also because of the weather or different environment things.
And all these other areas, like, do they play basically with the same? Is it like just like here, finding the different food sources and avoiding some of the traps, or will there like completely different obstacles there?
After this river area, the world expands so much. You will get to travel to like forests, factories, and whatnot. And of course, you will find different dangers there and different ways to survive. Like also different shelters, which represent safety. So yeah, I was exploring.
There you go.
You have different strategies depending on the area you are. For instance, when you are close to humans in a factory or anytime close to humans, you have to be very, very sneaky and use stealth. Foxes are very good at that, so.
So it becomes like more of a stealth game even in those things. Not just when it's getting day, but like during the night also. It's more dangerous in those areas.
Yeah, the thing is, you will be forced to live in areas much more populated by humans, because in the end you're running out of safe places. So yeah, you'll have to learn how to avoid them and sneak past them.
We've seen that trapped badger earlier, so we kind of helped him, and he didn't attack us in return. So I'm assuming not all. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This isn't good.
This is not good at all.
Right.
Oh no!
Okay, I think I scared him off. Oh, that was really close. That was really tense timing.
Wow. What I was about to say. I'm assuming not all animals are enemies in this game or prey, because the badger was neither right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there are some situations where you will be able to take different decisions, like helping this badger or letting him die. That will affect how the story develops. So at the end, you may have even different endings, not endlings, on the decisions you took.
Yeah.
In the end, you have different endlings. You play the last owl because the last mouse because you killed all the others. Yeah.
Exactly.
Knight 6. Yeah, there's the tower that came
that
down.
collapsed. I didn't. I think I didn't went this way because there were humans.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have two different sends. One leads me on, and one to the right. So now I have to decide where to go first. Let's follow. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, there's another human. So they are interested still in the tower. So maybe not go there. Let's try what's happening if I go there.
Let's talk about music a little bit. How did you? Who came up with the soundtrack, or how did you come up with it?
Well, we have a super awesome composer for the Endling soundtrack. He's a very talented composer. And well, he came with this idea for Endling, where the music will be adapting to many situations. Like each one of the caps, it's represented by one instrument. So as you lose them, you will feel how the music evolved with them.
Wow. Okay, that's deep.
We think is foxes cannot read.
Right.
Cannot read.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So music is something that we want to use to represent the different emotions. Also, animals can be very perceptive to different sounds and music. So
yeah,
that's the way we want the folks to communicate with the environment and with the player.
That's a very good idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it so far, but now that you said it,
I think the sound design is also great because, like in these send mechanics, where you have only these pictures, these cloudy pictures of what happened. The sound tells the story of what happened there.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
that.
And as you can see that, like the badger that you previously saved, has now offered you food because she remembers you.
Hey, you're my friend.
The badger is actually a sheep, but you would do well not to push him because in the end she is also trying to survive.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of a weird relationship between a fox and a badger.
Yeah.
Everyone on their own, but not entirely.
Right.
Exactly.
One interesting fact is that badgers and foxes usually share shelter.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
You did your research.
Yeah.
And here we have now, because like on this day we are now following a new scent of our missing cup, right? So it's a bit hard to see sometimes, but I think there was like the fox still trapped in this cage.
Yeah.
And the guy that caught the cup was talking to this other guy.
Yeah.
So will it be clear what happened there, or will it stay mysteriously, or is it like? Yeah, what do you think?
We're working on different ways to make it clear.
You will need to push forward and see what's next in the story.
So now we found the fishing rod. So we are still discussing. So what my read on is that the guy has caught the cup, not like, I don't know, like to trade it, but this other guy doesn't want to trade.
Yeah.
But we don't know
that's
yet
what it looks like. Yeah.
what they are trading it for.
Exactly. Because in the end, like in a world like Endling, you can imagine that a fox cap can be like a really valuable asset
Yes.
to exchange stuff for.
Yeah. The fur could make maybe a nice hat.
Yeah, the fur. I mean, just for food, whatever. Yeah. Everybody's desperate.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Like here in the demo, the demo is actually a lie, because you are not the last fox. You're one of 5.
Well, I mean,
Like you said in the beginning. That's not the beginning of the game. Like in the beginning, you're still the pregnant fox. So
Yes, so
in
you
that
are the
case,
last
you are the
fox.
last fox.
Yeah, true, true.
So,
Exactly.
so it is very valuable, I guess, to get one of the last. Oh, I like that some of the key elements are highlighted. So he's carrying something now, and the other guy looked upset.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
so the deal didn't work, and he stole what he needed.
And as you can see here, it's like full bright day now. So
Yeah.
maybe the best option is to go back.
But there's still food here. And
Final words.
like, I think I played the food game pretty well. Oh,
Close.
very close. So I don't really need it, but I'll take it.
There's a human coming.
Yeah.
I've dealt with humans before. Oh no! Oh, I didn't want to bounce. I wanted to press the bark button, but I don't remember which it was. No,
I think it's X.
was it X? No, X is picking someone.
B then.
It's
There you
me.
go.
Want to bark at him. That's not very threatening.
Sure.
Maybe another day. I love the music.
Yeah, if you're
Again.
close to people, then it gets really,
Yeah.
really scary. And
Yeah,
so
it's very dynamic. Well,
That's it.
And that's the ending.
it's the ending of
of the
everything.
demo. That's the ending of the demo. Yeah.
I hope that we can get a better ending
Hopefully,
in
yeah.
the full game. I hope it's
Hopefully.
not the end here.
Depends on how bad you play, you know?
Yeah. So it was my fault, you're telling me?
He said it. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this was intended for the demo, you know. But,
exactly.
very,
Very shocking ending.
very shocking cliffhanger type ending.
Yeah, I think that
That's
also
how it
underlines
goes.
what's on the line, right?
Yes.
Like it's about survival and yeah.
And maybe to clarify, obviously this is the ending of the demo. This is not how the game is supposed to end, but we only talked about your cubs dying, but the mother fox can die as well, actually, and that also consecutively means that your cubs won't be able to survive without your guidance, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like maybe it wasn't shown in the demo, but actually if you push humans too hard, like in the end you cannot face a human. So
Yes.
who knows, maybe the consequences are that he just gets pissed off and
I should not have like tried to fight this one guy twice
No.
that got me in the trap.
That was a very close call,
so-
yeah. Right.
Definitely not something I would want to do.
No.
And yeah, and if it's getting day, then it's the best thing to go back to the shelter, even if you are low on food. And I think we didn't see it now because I found a lot of food. But if you are not finding enough food, then it's a hard decision to make going
Yeah.
back to the shelter or search for more because
Yeah.
then you're
You have to find the balance then.
Yeah.
You know, do you take the risk? Is it worth taking the risk? Maybe, maybe you have to. Because if you run low on food, you will definitely lose a cub as well. So maybe it is worth risking, a fight or an encounter to find more food.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a really difficult choice to make.
And I think that's exactly like these game design things that influence like how you experience the game. That's exactly what makes the point of your message in the game. How hard it will be for these animals to survive if you keep like polluting everything and like hunting them to the last.
Yeah.
And also, something that I found, the underlying, suggestion that not only the animal kingdom will suffer, but also the humans themselves, us, we will suffer. Like this guy that had to steal medicine from the other, from the fisherman. Like, you know, obviously, I've got better things to do than hunt baby foxes and trade them for medicine. I don't want to do that, right? But you know, but if you see no other way, then there you are. Terrible situation.
This is something we want to talk about in the game. What the consequences of all this will be in human society, not only in animals.
Yeah.
We're not talking only about extinction of species, but also about how it will affect us directly.
Yeah. It's a very special game. What can you say? It's
What I also like is that it's like if you see screenshots or something, you think, hey, it's like a side-scrolling game, and now, but it's more like an open world, or at least a sandbox kind of thing. We go around, and it's also that the food is not like at fixed positions. Like if I replay a day or night, I should say, then I'll find different animals at different positions, and so every playthrough is a bit different. So
Exactly.
Yes, enemies are in different positions, food sources are in different positions. You can get to know an area. You will every day still have to explore it a bit, so you know if this specific thing you were looking for has respawned, is there, or maybe it's even not there anymore because the river got polluted and you cannot fish anymore. So there are different things affecting the environment. And also we have this randomness element, which is super nice.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we also wanted to like express is how the world changes. And in the end, as you show with the tower, like for example, you will wake up one day thinking that you're gonna like go hunt something, and you find like the whole tower collapse and there's humans there scavenging. So you never know what's gonna happen the next day, which is like basically the point of survival is like living the day and trying to survive.
adapting, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have different tools. You have to use them wisely. There is food somewhere, and you can use the sensing of the fox itself to track this food. But maybe there are some dangers in your way, so you have to be very smart and use a bit of strategy to avoid them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite immersive. Like
It is immersive.
you really then the fox. Like what I like is you have the story of the missing cup, but I think that's not the only story or only thing that happens. And as you experience all this through the eyes of a fox, all that happens around you is a bit mysterious. Like if you were a human, you would exactly know why this tower collapsed or what happened there, and but now you only see glimpses of what the humans do. That's very interesting for me.
The mother fox will not understand many things. Like, we as players, as spectators of this adventure, we can understand what's happening in the background. For her, it's just trying to survive. She's only focusing on feeding her cubs. So, by using environmental storytelling, we can tell a lot of things to the player, even if the mother fox is not noticing. And we use this narrative where she has to find the missing cub to lead the mother fox to different places.
And what I've also found interesting is like we use now this scent to find food and this story points, but some players might just use this food scent to find a linear path even through like the randomly generated night. They might just go there, but no, I think that's not the intended plan for the game to be played in the future. So I think this mechanic is not the final version of that mechanic yet. So
I think we got a small
I think
camera issue again.
you got stuck.
Hopefully you'll be back again. There we go.
Now you're
there
back.
we go. Perfect. just a small hiccup. Nothing
Did you hear
serious.
me?
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about like what will change and what will improve on the food scent mechanic in the future.
Oh, so like basically the whole concept of the scent mechanic is that it tracks living prey as like as the mother fox. You will like you have the ability to track, like for example, smelling animals or like something that was moved on the ground and stuff like that. And obviously, at the start, that's leading you to like very obvious sources of food. But like as the world progresses and it gets more dangerous, you will learn not to always trust your instincts. Like maybe the path, like the sensing path, leads you through like some dangerous places that you don't want to go. So you have to make decisions, and yeah, as I said, not only like trust your instincts, but also learn to explore the map on your own.
I thought also there was other food that I didn't trace with that, so it's a good idea to search for on your own, explore on your own, and not just follow the path.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very immersive game, very emotional as well, as we've seen. What can I say? Try it out for yourselves.
Like we were not that shocked because because we have played the demo a lot of times.
And now, of course,
the first time
we spoiled it for everyone who watched, but the demo is still worth playing for sure.
Yeah, especially because it will be different for you.
Exactly.
Not the ending, but
exactly, it'll be different.
but
for
your
everybody.
encounters in the game.
Yeah.
So.
And and so will the final game, obviously, just on a grander scale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Check it out. It's available to play right now. And I think that's all we have time for today. We'll see you again tomorrow.
If you want to know more about Endling, you can still visit our Discord.
Yes.
Where we'll be there and answering questions.
You can talk to all of us and all of the developers from all of the games. If you've got any questions, join the Discord. There's FAQs, there's friendly people helping you answer questions. Even if you get stuck in the demo and you don't know what to do, you can find someone to help you.
Yep.
And with that, I think it's time to call it a night. It's getting late.
Yeah, it's definitely getting late.
It's getting late.
And we will be streaming tomorrow also.
We will be streaming tomorrow. There will be more Endling tomorrow as well. And
Endling will be very interesting tomorrow because we will talk more about the development and also show some of videos of you working on certain aspects of the game. I think that will be a lot of fun to see how you got to make this experience, this game, for reality.
That'll be
very looking forward to that.
Awesome. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.